Well, hello, everybody. This is your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog. That's right, coming in for that second video of the day. We're in the Christmas spirit, so happy 31 days of Christmas. I brought on someone to talk about making money with writing. But before I do that, let me show you how I made a little money with writing. You can grab the gratitude journal right here on Amazon or wherever I put the links. You can also grab the Smartphone Millionaire: How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the palm of your hand. Listen, none other than Miss Kimmoy, top secret agent overseas. Miss Kimmoy, kick us off.
Hi, everybody. So good to be back. I'm excited to basically share some careers that you guys should consider in 2021, and also two other industries you should check out outside of tech. Of course, tech, they have all the money, and that's where you should definitely look. But I want to give you guys some other options based on all the freaking messages I've been getting from recruiters this entire year. So in spite of this pandemic, recruiters have been hitting me up every single week. So I've noticed some patterns and noticed some careers that you guys should consider. So that's what I'll be sharing today.
So you've been out here living your best life in Mexico, remote working.
Yes.
And I love it. I am envious. So what are some things that, people should be looking for, that they should be excited for 2021? Because I think people are like, oh no, we're not going to make any money. Everything's over. What are some things they should be excited for and looking forward to in 2021 in writing?
Actually follow the money. So there's a reason why everybody's talking about investing, finances, money, because the number one industry I'm seeing that's hiring right now is the finance space. You guys saw Robinhood make headlines earlier this year for both good and bad things. Let's keep it real, right? Everybody's talking about investing in the stock market. Guess what? Those companies are hiring like crazy. And the salaries, y'all, listen, I'm experienced, right? I've been doing this for several years. And the salaries that some of these companies are offering surprised me. Okay. So I'll just say that. So I would start with looking into the finance space. So you want to look at banks, these finance apps, credit unions, all of those people, all of those institutions are hiring right now for writing. So what I'll do is explain 3 different careers you should consider. And if you have any questions about any of the careers, just post them in the comments and let me know. But I'll give a brief overview of the 3 I think that you should look into. Okay. So number 1 is user experience writing. Like I said, Robinhood is an app, right? So everybody uses their cell phone. All the text and stuff that you see on your app, the help centers and stuff that's in your app, all the text on the app, outside of the app, they need writers to explain how some of these features work. I know some of you are familiar with like educational resources. That's a lot of reasons why people love Robinhood, is because the interface is so easy to understand. And the reason for that is because UX writers help to write that content, and they work closely with user experience designers. So it's shorter copy and it's very user focused. So you have to know how to speak to people that use apps, and you use apps every day. So you know exactly what kind of information you're looking for. So that's number 1, is user experience writing. It's shorter form of copy, and usually for mobile apps. It can be done for web apps, but usually for mobile apps. That's number 1.
So wait, the number 1 you just said, what's so important about what she's saying, you guys, I was kicked out of Robinhood for various reasons. And then earlier this summer, just a few days, not even maybe 3 weeks ago, I got an email. You're back. We fixed it. We're taking you back. Your account is unlocked. You're ready to go. And I thought, I totally forgot about this account. It'd been so long that the phone number I had with that account is not even no longer in service. So like, I can't even get back into the process. And I reached out and had fast customer service return When in the previous times of me working with Robinhood or online fintech, there's no one to talk to. It's all online. So a lot of these companies are realizing the shift of remote work, the shift of having to use online experience. How can I do it myself? How can I get on the phone myself? A lot of that is coming. Go ahead.
And that's exactly why UX writers are in demand, because a lot of companies don't have phones where you could call them anymore. They usually want you to help yourself. So they create a lot of educational resources. Sometimes they're called knowledge base or help center or learning center or educational resource or whatever they want to call it. But someone needs to explain how things work, and if you're having any issues, how to troubleshoot those issues. So when it comes to the mobile apps, typically it's a user experience writer or maybe a customer support writer, but typically they don't call it that, but it could be. So that's definitely one of the positions to look for. All right. Okay, so the second one is, I'm going to say technical writing. Okay, technical writing. So this one is, everybody knows there's software for everything. There are websites being built every single day, right? So to write instructions for how it works, this is for like the more robust web-based applications. So think like Microsoft Word, think even YouTube, like how all the behind the scenes that work, you know, the business information behind the scenes, how all of that works, instructions on how to use something. Think about your HR software at your jobs. Think about, you know, whatever applications you have to fill out. All of those things need instructions. Sometimes they can be SOPs, standard operating procedures. Sometimes they are for more technical software. So that's where you get into the specifications, like the hardware, like how does the different circuits and stuff in a computer work? Like that's super, super technical. So that is definitely in demand as well. Software is not going anywhere, right? So if you are skilled at knowing how to take a complex subject and making it easy to understand so that a regular person can follow your steps and get something done, then technical writing is a space that you want to get into. To give you guys an example, I just wrapped up a project. I was on this project for, I think, a year or two. I don't even know. Time is crazy right now. But
drinking a margarita, living your best life.
But basically, this was a credit union, and they needed software instructions for their HR department as well as their commercial lending department. So they have new employees that they hired because they merged with another credit union.
Merging.
So when you see mergers happening, and which is happening a lot this year, so also pay attention to that. Those companies that are merging, they're all going to use the same software to get their daily operations done. So they're going to need somebody to write all the instructions for that software so that when the company A merges with company B, everybody's on the same page. So it's not just the instructions, but making sure the branding is the same, organizing it all, because they're going through a lot of chaos. So you have to be organized. So if you're very like technical based, and you're not really into the whole creative aspect of things, you really just want to go in, learn something, and write the instructions, that is definitely for you, and it pays well as well. So it's a higher skill set, I would say. So, you know, if that's something you're interested, to look into that. So that's number 2. All right. Hope you guys are taking notes. I hope you guys have like LinkedIn open and start typing in these positions so you can see what's available in your city or state. Okay. So then number 3 would be content strategist. Now, do not confuse this with social media content. Okay. Social media content creation is completely different than content strategy in the corporate world. The people that are paying the big bucks, right? This is people that want, you know, good money, right? I'm trying to give y'all solid paychecks every week or every 2 weeks whatever the case may be, right? Not social media content. I'm not hitting on that, but I'm just trying to tell y'all content strategy is something you should look into. What is content strategy? So back to web-based apps, mobile-based apps, you're not just writing instructions, okay? It's not just instructions. You are thinking about every single thing that a user does for a web application. So I'll give you guys an example. If YouTube is hiring a content strategist, they will probably want someone who will write content for when a user logs into YouTube. What instructions, what help do they need? If they're on YouTube, what are some things that we want the end user to do? We want them to stay on the platform as long as possible. So how can we keep them there? They have comments, they have super chats and all these different features to keep you on the app, right? So thinking about those different types of content, not just instructions, is what a content strategist does. If someone has an issue with YouTube, what content can we create for them? We can create a video, we could create help center text, or some other form of, we could create a podcast, whatever the case may be. So thinking about different types of media for one user from the beginning to the end of using an app. So you're thinking about all the different experiences that someone could have using an app. And that's web-based or mobile-based apps. So that's content strategy. If you are more into ideas, strategic thinking, project management, you're like interacting with different departments, then consider content strategy. You do have to be good at writing. You will not escape writing in any of these positions. Okay, you do have to be good, but I would say content strategist is for more forward thinking. You're looking at the user behavior as well. So it's a little bit broader picture and higher level. So that's the kind of, to give you guys a real life example, that's what I did for a Google Ads platform. So everybody knows Google Ads, you get them everywhere you go, right? So I had to think about, before someone gets on Google Ads, what information do they need to know about the features that Google Ads have? Then once big companies are actually in the Google Ads platform, what content do they need help with? How can I get them to make sure that they use the ads feature and they use as many features as possible, right? Then once they're done publishing their ads, if they have any issues with those ads, what content can I create for them to help them fix the issue themselves? So that complete journey using the Google Ads platform is what I was in charge of. So that's what a content strategist does. Okay. All right. So those are the 3 hot writing careers I think you guys should look into. Any questions about any of them? Thank you, Tina, for posting the summary. User experience. So UX is the number 1, UX.
Engineering Cannabis said tech jobs are writing more and more in demand with new technology being employed.
Exactly. So tech, I feel like a lot of people think that these positions are only available to technology, but listen, all industries use some form of technology. And like I said, finance space is hiring like crazy. I can't tell you how many times Wells Fargo has probably the most recruiters I know. I swear to you, almost every single month, a recruiter from Wells Fargo, a different one, is reaching out to me to help them with their content initiatives, their digital marketing initiatives, and so forth. So I've had companies like Robinhood, Wells Fargo, Navy Federal Credit Union, who else? I'll come up with the rest, but those are the ones I could think of off the top of my head. So
someone put project management, but it requires more experience. Someone said I got a few jobs from my old college when I went a few years ago to work remote. One's customer service. Said I got an A in technical writing at my PWI, and others in my class were super surprised and hating. Listen, you know, these people be hating.
Yeah, I think so with the customer service. So I do want to say if you have been doing customer service, that is a skill set that can be used for almost any call center or any company that has a call center or a help center. The the scripts that they give you to respond to customer issues, that is most likely written by a technical writer. So you could take that experience you have from customer support or customer service, and if you enjoy writing, you can transition to writing those content for help centers and so forth. So if you have that skill set, I would say look into it because you'll probably get paid a lot more than what a customer service rep is getting paid. Yeah, any more questions that popped up?
So I put on the screen here, just as I'm always talking, I always want you guys to understand, like, I want you to go look at this stuff. Like, don't take our word for it. Go, like, see that they're posting these jobs left and right. You got technical writing, editor and associate, content creator for a hospital, housekeeping systems. And this is 50K right here in Dripping Springs, which Dripping Springs is a rural area. Social media, customer support, new associate English, Accenture, I think that's for health insurance.
Yeah, Accenture is a top 4 consulting firm.
Boom. Okay. Amazon marketing associate. Okay. New writers, Edible Austin. I wonder what that's about. Never mind. Be quiet. No, Edible Austin. Okay. That's food. I think it's food. Never mind. Public relations, senior account executive, procedures content author for Apple. Y'all already know Apple's building. They have like 7 cranes in the sky over here in Austin building this giant Apple place. And so Apple, you'll see a lot. Technical writer, $40 to $48 an hour.
Yes.
Temporarily remote because they want you back in the office. Staff writer for career training. Social media investigator. Look at that. Can you dig up your man's information on the internet? Okay. Social media intern. All kind of stuff. And all I put at the top was writing. I didn't even
got it. Yeah. So there are many different roles, and I would say $40 an hour is probably the lowest you can get. But it also depends on your portfolio. So the thing with all 3 of these roles is you have to create a portfolio to show your work. Okay. You don't have to go back to school. You don't have to take, 4 years, go into debt to get into this career, but you do want to spend time and effort putting together a solid portfolio. And to give you guys some behind the scenes of like what it's like to interview for that, I actually did a live on my Facebook page about what it was like interviewing for Robinhood. But all of the jobs all the recruiters that reached out to me, I interviewed with them just to get an idea of what they're looking for. And every single one of them had a test that was required to take. It was a simple exercise. And then you had to showcase either your portfolio, or they would give you an assignment to do a presentation on how you would improve, the help center, or how you would improve certain instructions and why. So those are the skill sets that you need. And these are things that you can work on in your spare time. I would say you don't need 4 years, but you have to be willing to put in the work. Okay. That's the thing. I think people assume because you write every day that it's very easy, but you want to be a little bit more strategic and think about how are apps that
You froze up a little on us. Kimmoy, no. Mexico's got her, y'all. That Mexico Comcast. Come back to us, Kimmoy. Okay, so Wildflower said, this is amazingly valuable information. I've been in customer service for years and have a degree in history, and I'm an excellent writer. This just changed my life. Wildflower, you got to get on it. Goldstein said, I sure will. Thank you, Kimmoy and Ericka. I have a medical billing and coding background as well. I got a certificate in it. I know Skynet won't let us be great, y'all. It's so disrespectful. But she's in Mexico. So Mexico Skynet is probably like, you trying to do work? No. Let's see. Let's see some of y'all other stuff in here. What's up, King Smith? You're back. We can see you. Yay. I was like, y'all know I don't know nothing about technical. She got me out here looking bad. So while you were gone, I read these. I'm going to read it again. Wildfire Natural said, this is amazingly valuable information. I've been in customer service for years, but have a degree in history, and I'm an excellent writer. This just changed my life. Listen, Kimmoy's got a great class where she helps people put their portfolio together. You guys get in that class. I mean, at the end of the day, there will be some of us who have to return back to physical offices next year. But a lot of us, if they can spare you and keep you home, even for the next 6 months of 2021, who wouldn't want to be home writing or going to the coffee shop like I do occasionally, because I want to mix up the environment and talk to people and be over there, you know? So there's a lot of opportunity here. But yeah, I tried to read over some other ones while you were gone. He said, Jim Goldsmith said, thank you, Kimmoy and Ericka. I have a medical billing and coding background as well. I got a degree and a certificate in it. Also, Mark A said, don't wait, get into some tech specialty by learning from those who know. Also, they said, Skynet strikes again. Yes, that's correct. Kimmoy was about to bounce on us. Auntie said, why is every 30-year-old in Mexico? Listen, I almost went to Mexico tomorrow, y'all. Like, I literally had to say, no, I'm going to do my work.
Mexico is where it's at, y'all.
I'm about to be on, though. I'm about to just I have to hit it. I'm going to have to get back on Sky. Southwest Airlines is letting us go to Mexico and come back to Texas for $200, y'all. Why you think every person you know is like, hey, you in Texas? Let's go to Mexico. Every little what do you call them? Realtor out of Houston out there in Mexico.
Yeah.
They get $1. Their flights from Houston to Mexico is 150. 150.
Yeah, okay. That's why everybody's here. And Mexico is not shutting down for anything. Okay.
I'm about to go turn up. No mask. No mask. No mask.
Take that how you will, but they're not shutting down for anything.
They be like, oh, your toe fell off? You good. You good. So SNS Consulting said, create and put your portfolio on GitHub and SlideShare. That's where I and other recruiters go to look at tech portfolios. Well, thank you, SNS Consulting.
That's a good tip. A lot of software engineers use GitHub. I actually recommend putting your portfolio on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn has a feature where you can publish your content. So you could publish articles. It's almost like a blog. Mm-hmm. You could publish videos, everything. So what I actually teach in my course is not so much how to publish the portfolio, but how to actually create content for your portfolio. Like, what are the types of content that a recruiter will look at to see if you have the skills to do UX writing, technical writing, content strategies. So I walk you through some exercises, and I give you the actual tests that I got from Facebook, Airbnb, Navy Federal Credit Union. I think, did I give Robinhood? I'm not sure. I give you all the tea as much as I can.
I can tell Robinhood is up in that Dallas area picking up a lot of people. I can't say who, but I know some.
And listen, Robinhood got money, y'all. I don't know about them as a company.
But they got all kind of money. Right. They be doing stuff. Robinhood over there taking their extra pennies off the side. One of my software friends thinks, he's like, they're so sketch. He's a software person.
That's what I'm saying. So if you have a moral compass and you're looking at how Robinhood runs their business, maybe you might not, but
they're out there doing coke on the pool table in the hallway. They're like, let the good times roll. Okay, let me stop.
Yeah. I know. Let's not talk about them anymore. But basically, in the course, and I do want to give a disclaimer. This is for people that actually want to do the work. Okay, where you don't. I give you ideas, but I want you to actually look around in your real life at your current job or your past jobs and see where the opportunities are to create your portfolio content. I give you ideas. You could basically copy and paste almost everything in the exercises and stuff. But even I made up exercises as part of my portfolio. One of the things I did recently was I made up I made up how I would improve the Yelp app on the business side, because I use Yelp for business, right? I don't work for Yelp, but I did a presentation on it, and the interviewer was like, wait, have you worked for Yelp? And I was like, no, I just see an opportunity for how the text could be improved, how the user experience could be improved. So I created a presentation on it. That's the kind of effort I'm looking for from my students, people who are willing to actually put in the work and create their own portfolio. If you don't want to do any work, if you can't think of any ideas, then this kind of work is probably not for you. So I just want to give that disclaimer. I don't leave you guys hanging. I give you guys tips on how to update your resume as well, how to update your LinkedIn portfolio. And I even give you clues as to who you are likely to work with, so that during the interview process, if they mention a product manager, you're not like, what the heck is a product manager, right? So I give you ideas of who you will likely be working with so that you feel more confident when you're interviewing. But trust and believe, you need to put in the work to create your portfolio.
For sure. And so part of like, I'll put it to you this way. What she just described is, you ever go to a restaurant and you're like, all the ways this place can be improved, and you write them down in your head? It's the same thing online. One of the best things is, like, when you go, what I love about marketing and what I love about sales is I can go look at someone's business and tell them all the things they need to do to improve their business. And it cracks me up when people are like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm like, but I do, because I'm the customer coming in with fresh eyes. You're here at a different angle. So no, she doesn't work for Yelp, but she can see all the holes in the wall for Yelp. Because if you're somebody that already works for Yelp, you're like, this is the greatest company ever, or maybe not. And so you miss the clear indications of things that need to be repaired. When I went to go purchase a couple businesses this summer, I walked into 3 or 4 places and immediately had like 18 things for why the business was the way it was. And and once you start doing it, it becomes a habit. So, I mean, it's, Skynet. I know Skynet was just not letting Kimmoy be great. I don't have a degree, but I know I need to improve my writing skills. How do I improve my writing skills? Kimmoy's next class. Kimmoy created a new class called How to Improve Your Writing Skills.
Practice. Look at how, your favorite companies, or favorite apps that you use every day, look at their help center and just look at how they actually write content. And that way you learn how they're communicating to users, and look not just from a user perspective, right? Because all of us know Yelp because we used to use it, or probably still use it, to give reviews.
I snitch on people.
But you and I, as everyday users, aren't the only users of Yelp. The people that actually have businesses to use the Yelp app, that's a different type of user. So what kind of content do they create for a different audience? I would say read a lot more. Read the content that you see online. I wanted to share Adrienne Johnson. She was a student of mine earlier this summer, I think it was, or maybe last year. I don't know.
India just said that she loves your course and got a job after taking your course and still gets calls from text recruiters. Thank you, India. India, hit us with that video testimonial. Put it on the internet.
I think she improved her salary by 33%, if I'm not mistaken. And I told her to ask for more, but she was a little bit shy. Hopefully she would get to the salary level I want her to be.
Show me the money. Ask for the money.
Yes. But Adrienne, for example, she was into social media before joining my course, but she really wanted to get into technical writing. She had interviewed with Salesforce before. Now, Salesforce is also making headlines, right? That's what I'm saying. Follow the money. Salesforce
combined with Slack.
They just bought Slack for $27 billion. Like, to me, that sounds crazy, but that's not the point. The point is she wanted to work for Salesforce. Salesforce is huge. Obviously, if they're buying a company for $27 billion, they got money. She wanted to work for them, and they have a learning platform called Trailhead. And I told her, okay, you have a very specific request, so we can make this happen. She took my course, and she followed, when I tell you all the steps, she followed all the steps. Like, you didn't even know she was in social media after she followed all my steps. She completely rehauled everything.
Mm-hmm.
And she even went above and beyond. She created her own website.
Mm-hmm.
But she showcased her technical writing skills by going to Salesforce learning platform. It's free, it's open, everyone can use it. And she used that as part of her portfolio. And this summer, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe before then, she literally got a job at Salesforce. Before my course, she interviewed with them and didn't get a job.
She came in
After
and
she took my course, she followed all the steps and she got the job. Okay.
love it.
So that's what I'm saying. This has to be for the person willing to actually put in the work. Like, if I tell you that when I look at your resume, I don't want to see anything to do with social media. I just want you to focus on technical writing. If you're not willing to make that change, then you probably won't get the results. Okay. If you've been, doing something completely different and you're not willing to make a separate resume focused all on your writing skills, you're not ready. Okay. So that's the secret to getting in. So yeah, but super cool.
Okay. So, and the crazy part is on my Instagram, no one hit the right buttons to win the freebie from you. So I'm gonna have to do it again later.
Yeah.
Later.
I don't know, y'all. Y'all missing out. I mean, if you want, if
Do
this
the
is the
work.
kind of work that you want to do in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
you need to get started.
Mark A said, do the work. A lot of tech isn't super difficult, but like anything, you have to put in the work. Jim said, I've been working for 10 years of customer service, very good at writing. I'll be jumping on Southwest Airline to go to Mexico. How do I join your class? Listen, Southwest Airline. I hate it, but I don't when the price is good.
The
Yes.
course, is there a link to the course in the description? Otherwise, you could just go to keepingupwithkimmoy.com and you will see course there.
I'm going to put it in the chat. Give me a second.
Okay.
I thought I put it under the thing, but maybe I didn't. Tell us some more, Kimmoy. Tell us about what's else going on popping.
Okay, so I told you guys there's a tech industry and there's also the finance industry, but the next industry that's pretty hot, which you all should know by now, is the online learning industry. Listen, all the platforms that these universities and companies are creating courses on, and I'm not talking about just, courses by like a solo entrepreneur. I'm talking about what universities use, what larger corporations use to train their employees, that type of platform, right? A lot of courses have shifted from everyday courses you can go into to online. Those platforms are hiring like crazy, not only for their help center, but also for different courses and giving the descriptions and helping create that kind of content, editing that kind of content. So think about Teachable and what are the other ones? Coursera and I can't think of the other platforms where the universities use, but the ones that they use. So if you have someone in college, if you have a friend or a nephew or family member in college, ask what platform are they taking their courses on. Those companies have money, right? The universities have money, and they are hiring writers to help them with that sort of thing as well. So those are the hot industries: finance and online learning. So follow money. Fintech, yes, fintech as well.
La Film Deluxe said, do you think there are many part-time or per diem opportunities in the field?
Yes, I'm sure there are, but I am, for the most part, speaking to someone who wants full-time
Career change.
Full-time checks. Doesn't mean you'll be working 40 hours, hint, hint, but you will get paid very well. Now, when it comes to the part-time stuff, it's usually the smaller companies, that will have that kind of work on a project basis. So think about like, like Ericka's company, for example, or, solo entrepreneurs. They are like, or startups. Like think about like smaller startups. They will have part-time work available. But you still have
Well,
to go. You still have to go through all the steps. You still have to create a portfolio to show that you can do this kind of work. So if you know of a startup and they have a website, take a look at the content that they have. How do they explain how their new fancy product works? Do they have a help center? Some of these companies don't even have a help center, right? So that sort of thing you can definitely do. But in addition to creating your portfolio, I find that you will have to be pitching a lot. You'll be pitching yourself. The strategy that I teach in my course, recruiters are calling you, right? They call me. So I am not out there going looking for a job, right? It's a completely different perspective. But if you want to do it on a part-time basis, you have to pitch yourself to these smaller companies because they don't have, a six-figure recruiter to help them fill these roles. So it's a little bit different approach.
And even if they do, where do they think they want to reach the young people? They want to reach the young people in their inbox, in their LinkedIn. People just left college, so they got to fix their LinkedIn. So again, whenever I talk to people and they're like, oh, there ain't that many six-figure jobs, I'm like, what's your LinkedIn? They ain't got one, but they got a Facebook. No. She said, H. Marshall. I work as a training event coordinator and really enjoy the writing aspect most of all. I'd like to create another income for myself. Can someone post Kimmoy's website? Well, you know what, H. Marshall? I posted it in the comments.
Okay. Yes, if you are in training, you've definitely created training materials, course materials. So all of that could be part of your portfolio. So definitely look into who, me or Ericka?
Me. Trying to keep the show exciting.
But if you're in training, definitely look into technical writing or content strategy or UX writing and see, or even instructional design. That's also a closely related career path to get into.
Canva is a popular e-learning platform for universities. Kajabi, Thinkific. Like honestly, I wanted to switch over to Kajabi, but the in my mind, the amount of writing I have to do, I got turned off. So I was like, I'll hire somebody for that next time, right? Blackboard, you're right. Blackbird.
Yes, Blackboard. Yes, that's a popular one. Thank you.
Blackboard was out when I was in college, y'all, and that's been a minute. So yeah, it should be better now.
There's another educational platform. Is it E2 or U2 or one of those companies? But they also hire writers as well.
How do I go about building a tech writing portfolio? What should I include? Brooklyn Muse. She gives you all the things you need in her course. She gave you a lot of free stuff today, but make sure y'all get that LinkedIn right. Will your classes help me transitioning into becoming a paralegal? A majority of jobs are asking for 3 years experience.
No, my course won't.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know anything about being a paralegal. And also, side note, the whole 3 years experience, please ignore that. I don't know anything about paralegals, so I'm not even gonna try. Not the right course.
I don't know why y'all don't like my voice I'm using for tonight's class. I'm going to continue to use it now. Thanks, Kimmoy. We're just seeing if it work supplemental for sure. And again, if there are some jobs that are like, hey, it's just 3 months, they're gonna work the crap out of you for those 3 months. I have a friend who does like seasonal work, and they try to get all the season out of your like. It's like when you say seasonal, they mean like just 100 hours every week. That's all. It
is possible though. It is very possible. The credit union. So in the beginning, I had like a lot of projects for them, and then I transitioned to doing part-time work. It was still I'll just say more than $50 an hour. I'll just give you that baseline, but it is possible to do it part-time. So yes.
Udemy is, I think, the one you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Tangeray, thank you for the $10 super chat. Will you, of course, help me date beautiful Black women? For sure. Oh, he is wow. You're wow, sir. Thank you for always coming by and dropping the monies. I appreciate it. Exactly, y'all. You be wow. So Kimmoy, what are some things, if someone comes to you and they're working with you, what are some things they need to prepare themselves for? Because I hear you say ignore the 3-year experience. Right. Is that something a lot of people struggle with? They think, oh my God, I don't have experience.
Yes. So I would say ignore experience and ignore your age, because those are the two things people tend to come to me with. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the experience, again, it's kind of like finessing, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I encourage people to create a portfolio. Mm-hmm. Your portfolio is like your superpower, because it directs the conversation that you have away from everything else. Whatever's crazy puzzle questions they want to ask you, how many bubbles it will take to fill up a room, all that stuff goes out the window when you have a portfolio. So when you look at the companies you want to work for, you actually read the job description, you do your research, right, to find out what they need help with. You can create a portfolio that speaks directly to their needs. Listen, I just had an interview 2 days ago for an online learning platform. Mm-hmm. Their help center is trash. Okay. But it was very trash. It was very easy for me to create a quick presentation on 3 easy ways I can improve their help center and give an example of how I would reformat some content, how I would break up the content and make it easier to read. Like, super easy for me to do that. And they would be, of course, they're impressed. So I don't look at the years of experience, but granted, I have years of experience. But when I didn't have years of experience, I looked at all the content I wrote at my previous jobs. So when I was working at engineering firms, Accenture, all those companies, I was not a technical writer, but I wrote documentation. Mm-hmm. So I revamped my entire resume and focused on the documentation that I wrote in the past. Even if I didn't have it anymore, right? Yeah. I was like, this is what I wrote. I could give you 2 pages of a 100-page document. I could give you 2 pages of what it looked like. But I focused so much on those 2 samples, and I was able to get a job that way. So your portfolio is what you should focus on, not your years of experience.
Their customer service was trash. Okay. It said, yeah, don't worry about experience. It's all about skill and knowledge base. Mm-hmm. You got to show these companies you can make money. And yeah, I love it. I love it. So again, you guys check out. I know you guys. You are. Oh, wait, it's cold outside right now. We can't sit outside. The Kimmoys class is in here, and I'll put it in the description. Also pin it at the top of the comment section. If you guys fill up the comment section with what you learned today, when this video renders, I'm going to probably pick a person to give a free course to. Again, I have to pay Kimmoy. She don't take ducats, and give away that class, and we'll give away that class later in the 31 days of Christmas. We are in the 31 days of Christmas giveaways. As you can see on Instagram, we've been giving away t-shirts and courses and whatnot, because we really want people to finish the year off strong, and like, there's no excuses, So that's really
exactly. If you know you want to change careers, for sure.
Just to wrap up what was earlier said, Dignity Exploring Human Rights in Daily Life is a boss out of New York. She said, to become a paralegal, check out certification programs at your community college, senior colleges. Your professor can help you with references, your local bar association for information and interviews.
There you go. Thank you.
Much success to you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think Kimmoy has done a wonderful job. She always comes, suntanned and ready from Mexico. Basically moved down there.
Melon Papillo.
And this is the last one, because I have to go teach my Rods a 20% class here shortly. My background is web development, And on my previous job, I had a lot of documentation. Would a technical writer line up with this background?
100%. 100%. Yeah. So if you have HTML, CSS skills, you could apply for the more technical writing roles. If you've written APIs because you have website experience.
You say APIs or KPIs?
Okay. What is it called? What does it stand for? Application Programming Interface. I think that's it. So if you did that as part of your web development experience, add that to your portfolio. Yeah, if you worked on a CMS, whatever, but it's definitely a good transition. So 100%.
Love it. Love it. Listen, thank you so much, Jay Prince, for the $25 super chat. She is the sponsor of today's show. She's going to buy a margarita for Kimmoy. Thank you. Thank you for the $25. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you, Tangeray, for also always coming on and supporting the channel. I appreciate it. One day we will go eat steak somewhere nice, but it's cold outside. Okay. So for those of you in the Rise 20% class, I'll see you guys in class. Thank you, Kimmoy. I mean, you know.
Thank you, of course.
Meet me in Tulum, girl. Let's go. All right. All right, later.
Bye.